Damn, I look good on camera.
Okay, I pushed the button. It says we're here. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 0 Hour. We are continuing last week's conversation because we could have went all night and we ran out of time. So we are back again with Chance and Mermaid and Press also. So,
going on.
Chance, introduce yourself in case somebody wasn't here last week.
Hello, my name is Chance Pelletin. I'm an author. I write books, and then I forget to promote my books. How are you doing? Buy my books. Thank you.
That's about right. Yeah,
that's about how I would do it.
Mermaid Press, in case. Yeah,
I'm Landon with Mermaid
in
Press.
case there's somebody here who doesn't know.
I'm Landon with Mermaid Press. I have a YouTube channel. Half-ass with my pops.
Hoorah!
Yep.
I was telling Dan H. Hello.
So
Sorry.
if one of my moderators could, yeah, me too. Moderators could drop Mermaid and Press and Chance's channel, that would be awesome.
Oh, thank you.
So hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. We finally got some rain to cool things down here a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though I have the backdrop, I'm still outside and it's a little breezy, so if it starts moving, it's not haunted or anything. We just have a little bit of wind. There's J-Man too. Welcome in, everybody.
Hello,
Hey,
Jion.
man.
Blue Butterfly. So, where'd we leave off last week? There's Adbert.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think I was challenging you to pay attention to how many times they leave off suspect descriptions in all the crime going on.
Yeah, I did not do it, but
were you paying attention at all?
Yes.
a little.
I've been noticing
there was too many things going on last week.
Yeah. So what they started doing
There was too many
is
things going on last week.
Wham, listen to these excuses. How are you going to survive when the shit is the fan? All right. So, what is it? I need that salute report, OVP. Anyway, so I noticed what they started doing is saying the names way after the fact, or they'll just say suspect, or they'll just say Livingston man or Florida man or whatever.
Yeah.
Like even that thing with in Scotland, they were like the Scotland man. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't think that guy was from Scotland, but okay, we'll agree to disagree.
No, he was from, where was he from again? Somewhere in, was it Africa?
Some shit.
I can't remember now.
And so Sudan, yeah, that shit.
Yeah, he's
but like,
That's
but they still haven't shown that guy's face, have they?
Right.
So,
Hey, Granny,
You know,
Granny, you still a marathon key?
Eric, good to see you. Yeah, and you know he was probably Islamic. I mean, how many
non? He was.
How many non-Islamic people try to cut somebody's head off?
He was a Sikh. He was from Bangladesh.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think that was the other guy. That was Stabber.
That was the one in England. The one in Ireland was Sudanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although they haven't showed that guy either.
Yeah, well, they damn sure showed the victim dying while getting arrested.
Well, they were talking to him in that pleasant English accent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you got stabbed. Oh, that's terrible.
Well, and
top of the morning to you.
Honestly, after that happened, world religions, I am very low-line, baseline educated on some of them. I am very educated on, the big three. But I went on a little deep dive about Sikhs and their relationship in England, because S2 did a really good kind of like primer on what it means to be Sikh in the UK. And basically they are kind of the only people allowed to carry knives that are specifically in their religion used to murder people.
Well, they just passed a law in Virginia where if you're a Sikh and you're in high school, you can carry your knife to school.
Oh, that's awesome. Very inclusive.
We don't have a way of...
That sounds like a great idea.
No, it's passed. It's done. It's not like we're going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's done.
Yep.
So, what the people in the chat don't know, and we don't have a good way of throwing the image up, but the knife, I don't know what the guy in Scotland used, but the Sikh in England, this wasn't a knife. This was some kind of crazy pig sticker.
Yeah, it looks like a gladius handle with like a very long, thick curve at the end blade. Yeah, it's like a scythe.
Yeah,
like a scythe blade.
And this wasn't the only one. They had a chest of these because he ran back to the house, threw it in a chest full, or his family threw it in a chest full of them to try to hide it. Of course, they found blood and hair, as what happens if you watch any.
I thought they were supposed to keep it on him at all times, or they go to seek hell.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Well, I need to read their book. I think seek hell is maybe, I don't know what they do there, but it doesn't sound fun.
Well, if they have to ditch their knife in order to go there because the police will get them, I mean, it must not be that bad.
I think his parents and maybe even his siblings were covering for him too, and so but that all got quiet really fast.
Really quick.
Just like this Scotland one where they've it's alt-right bad guys that are rioting, racist rioters, but they haven't said a single thing about the suspect at all, which tie this back around to my point to OVP that he wasn't paying attention, even though I only gave him one piece of homework. You'll start to notice this pattern more and more and more, and then you're going to start seeing more and more Star Wars names if it ever comes out at all. And it's the gang violence, it's the Facebook marketplace ambushes, it's all of it. And I want to know, my question for the chat is, have any of you been paying attention to there not being any suspect names or descriptions unless it's one certain group?
If it was a local who was born and raised there, you know all about it.
They would have talked to his neighbors about the argument they had 20 years ago over the mailbox and everything.
OP Skelly's in the van, actually. He wants to know where Skelly is. Skelly's in the van. He's guarding the van and scaring the neighbors.
Well, I'll pose a question. I'll pose a question. So, when I was in the military, there was a big push for everybody wanted to get Jedi as their religion on their dog tag.
Oh yeah.
Right. This was a big thing, and it was kind of like guys, I got Jedi on my dog tag. The end of it was a he ha 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 fuck the system kind of thing. Well, the whole thing about it, I was like, man, I don't know if I want my name on the radar that much for something stupid. Just so I can say, look how much of a nerd I am on a piece of paper. But let's say you had, your religion, right, is very conservative but violent. Okay, I'm being vague on purpose.
The best
kind. Vague on purpose. Yeah, conservative but ultra violent, and ultra violent towards everybody who isn't in your book. Okay, and your book specifically talks about getting rid of everybody that isn't part of your book.
Right.
Convert or die, one might say.
Yeah, yes. Weird and odd. And some people don't really understand that that's kind of what's going on, is why I'm posing this question this way. Question is, if you are so hardcore for your religion, why didn't that happen at home? I don't remember there being a Sikh only country that the Sikhs conquered everybody and then kicked everybody else out, and now they built walls around it and it's theirs.
So I can't tell if you're trying to make a super deep point here of the fact that they got ran out.
Oh, wait. Did you just answer the question?
Yeah. Are you? I wasn't sure if you were trying to.
No. Well, that's the thing. It's they were so wingding, violent, crazy. They were forced out of the place where they called home to come to another place.
Yeah.
why didn't anybody pick up the phone and call where they got kicked out of and ask how they dealt with it?
A background check.
Right? Like, hey, listen, these people that, they're twirling the phone cord, like, these people, oh man, who did you call? Like, is there a guy for this?
Yeah,
Well,
800.
I can tell you why they had to leave their country, because convert or die.
Yeah.
And
Right.
the other religion moved in, and it's okay if you die if you don't convert, but I'm not going to die for my religion because I'm a pansy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go somewhere else where people aren't mean to me because of my religion, and I can be mean to them because of theirs.
Are you talking about Tibetan? Are you talking about the Tibetan monks?
Yeah, they're pretty mean.
We're just going to go to our hill and.
I say this often. We live in a place where there are people who are the most patriotic about where we live in the world. All right, you can throw a dart at a world map and not find a place where people are, where you will find people that are super proud of that location that you hit with the dart. There are people here still in America who not only just know the history, but observe it with reverence and observe it in a way where it's brought up with respect in conversation. And I didn't know George Washington, but me and him, I guarantee you, me and him could sit down and talk about civil liberty and come to a very, very even-keeled agreement on what it should be and what it should look like. That conversation after that, where I tell him what has happened, we're gonna have words, right? He's gonna be like, "Hey, whoa. The patriotism I feel in that conversation, be like, no, listen, George, I'm trying. I need way more than this many percent of the population to understand where you're coming from, so that me and them can be on the same page."
Yeah. Well, and that's shared culture thing. Okay.
Yes.
That's a shared culture thing. That's a basic understanding of being a citizen of this country, is to understand how this country became a country and how it has evolved since. So that's a shared culture thing that makes it a lot easier for you to have the conversation. Look, even with the flag-hating liberals and Antifa guys out there, they understand. They have an understanding of America and what it stands for. They just don't like it.
No,
right?
Or they're not man enough to understand. Putting ourselves out there with our words now is such an odd thing for some people. Either you're supposed to toe party line and agree with everything they say, no matter if you agree with it or not, or you're an outlier. This is either side. I really don't care who you're talking about. But if you're like, hey, no, this is wrong, and I'm doing what I can as a citizen to help this, where is the how would I extend an olive branch to that person? Be like, hey man, listen, I see it. Pay the taxes I pay and see where I'm at.
Right.
Those people, because writing the letters and writing a letter to your local government is probably more powerful than throwing a brick at a federal building somewhere in a city I don't live.
Yeah. Look, we have a lot of problems in America. Okay, a lot of problems. But sitting here beside me, and I will finish this video at some point, it's a copy of the Declaration of Independence. And I know that on July the 4th, there are several groups out there who want us all to read it aloud on July the 4th. and I intend to read it aloud way more often than that. But this document is a roadmap against tyranny. And not only do they, and that's the thing about how we roll, and we have continued to roll that way. First of all, we said, okay, we're done. We quit. We're not listening to you anymore. And then they list 27 reasons why we're not hanging with you anymore. Then that's civilized. Okay. That's civilized. And then we got uncivilized and whipped their ass. So, but we started civilized, right? And the thing about politics and religion, the books say what they say. Whatever book you read from says what it says, right? But when you get these imams and these pastors, and it happens here in our Baptist churches and Presbyterian churches. You get these men who bend and warp what the book says. And these folks in the flock are there to follow blindly, right? So at the end of the day, man, no matter who you are, where you're at in this world, at some point you have to take responsibility and educate yourself. You might want to read the book that this guy's telling you about, right? Form your own opinion about it before you decide that everybody who doesn't agree with what this guy in the front of the church said, I have to kill you, right? Right. But again, if you feel like you have to kill for your religion, you have to believe enough to die for your religion too. Okay.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
That's the whole thing. We don't all have to agree, but it's not you either agree or we're going to chop your head off. It's a little extreme, don't you think? And that whole thing that's going on over in Ireland, I got news for you. That's just a preview of things that are going to hear eventually if we don't straighten stuff out pretty soon.
So here's the thing with all this, and this is how I kind of frame this all when I'm recording my podcasts to myself. We have unfortunately mixed a civilized and uncivilized population. We have brought the uncivilized, zero IQ, bottom feeding, effing morons that can't function without eating poop and drinking piss out of cows because that's about as far as their brains go.
Right.
You've literally and figuratively imported the third world. So so Christianity, just in general, and I'll lump all of it together, even the ones that wave their trans flags over the cross.
Yeah.
They are all, although they're sliding off a cliff, that's what progressives do. By and large, our religion is not a religion of a bunch of zero IQ ferals that have to go there every day and do their prayer bumps until they're brain dead to be able to not completely lose their shit.
Yeah.
And that our civilization is not the same. If we all stopped going to church for a couple weeks or a couple months, we don't just devolve into insanity.
Right.
There would be other issues because of all the public support that churches do, but we wouldn't fall apart. How do you think Saudi Arabia, Egypt, or Pakistan, Syria, Libya, Turkey, what if you just snapped your finger and their religion just never existed? And all of a sudden they wake up one day and they don't have those guardrails. What do you think happens?
Oh, well, yeah.
I honestly
blood dome.
I honestly think we're getting ready to see that, talking about that. Absolutely. I think that's exactly what's getting ready to happen in Iran.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be tomorrow, but in a couple of months, because I'm telling you, man, the CIA is pumping arms into the rebels, right? They're pumping arms in, right?
Yep.
So as soon as they knock out this theocracy that's been ruling them and give them a chance to kick the generals in the nuts,
yeah.
Then the real shit show is going to happen.
Right.
So you're dealing with goat herders that really have no concept of the Magna Carta, the Constitution,
Here's
the Articles of Confederation. They have no idea how to run this government other than one guy being in charge and you dying if you don't do what he says.
So if any of you think this isn't real, well, not the CIA part, I mean the rest of it. Look at what happened in Syria as soon as there was an even remote leadership upset. Before that, look what happened in Turkey. Look at ISIS taking over. Look at Pakistan with the Taliban.
Look at Iraq.
Al-Qaeda. And look in Africa with the Boko Haram and every single time, like you might think Mogadishu is bad. Oh, Mogadishu is bad because of the warlords. It got worse after the war. Like it's every single power vacuum is someone infinite. You think Saddam was bad and his kids were insane, which they were.
Wow, thank you.
Do you think now it's better? It just number 5.
Hey.
It just gets like every power vacuum is exponentially worse.
Yes.
And there's no moderates. You can let the Kurds take over, but the Kurds are shits to the Assyrian.
Yes, they're as violent as any of the other ones.
They're all little shits, and you can't. You think Israel taking over, whatever, like name your shithole over there. You think Israel taking over is going to be better? Like they're all just power vacuums. Over and over and over.
We have a real bad history of picking the least bad guy.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And well, guess what? When we win, guess who's over everything? A bad guy. You know, and which listen, man, and as far as the whole warfare aspect about that goes, like, dude, back your horse, whatever. But the bad guys have established power when we show up, and we're going, that guy, he says he likes me more because I gave him guns. Like, I like that guy too.
Look at Haiti. Like,
yes.
Come on.
Oh my
it's
God.
A tiny little, how have we not just taken Haiti over?
Yeah, and made it a parking lot.
Like, how hard is it, guys? Make a Tom Clancy video game about it.
Apparently, it's pretty hard because we've been trying since Vietnam to educate the populace, right?
You can't.
But you can't. Well, the thing about it is, man, when you're okay, look, this is such a hard thing for anybody in the first world to understand. Okay, when you live and grow up in a third world country, everything's a grab to get something to stay alive, right? Mm-hmm. So any chance, like the Somalis in Minnesota, any chance I have to grab, I'm grabbing, right? And that's my culture. That's what they were taught because they lived under a pallet house their whole life. Right?
Or they lived under a bomb, like an actual bomb, like in Afghanistan.
Right. No, you're right. They have grown up snatching everything they could snatch.
Yeah.
And it's you can't, I don't know, you can't just take that out of them. It's funny when we started bringing back after the war or the Second World War in Korea and Vietnam, we started bringing back these servicemen started marrying these Asian people and bringing them back here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, most of those Asian cultures have a degree of culture, right? Mm-hmm. They have a degree of civilization. It's different than ours. So those folks, for the most part, acclimated to being Americans.
Yeah, Thai, Philippines, like you name it. It's not perfect, but
Thailand and Cambodia are for real third world shitholes. For real.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are.
Absolutely.
Burma's same way.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they call it Burma anymore. What do they call it now?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah.
Not important enough.
That's true.
It costs too much to change it on the map. So.
Yeah.
Stop.
It's going to change again by the time they get the maps changed.
Yeah. And I assume everybody's seen the news. I assume everybody's seen the news that there's a deal. We finally got a deal, right? And they're going to sign. Of course, Israel, as soon as we said there's a deal, started bombing Lebanon again. But they're supposed to sign it next Friday, right after the stock market closes.
Yeah, weird.
What do you think the odds of that are?
That's odd. Odd and strange.
Well, that's what they've been doing every
So I'm
Friday.
sure the stock market's going to go up all week long, and then we're going to bomb stuff on Friday.
Mm.
I don't care anymore.
I think the bombing's going to hold off for a couple of months. I think
they've been doing this forever. There's only ceasefire. I said this last week. There's only ceasefires when they run out of ammo. And right, look, all these people 7,000 years ago grew up together. They don't actually want to eliminate each other. They just don't know anything other than this. It's why Afghanistan never stopped fighting. It's why Pakistan and India can't stop fighting. It's why the Shiites and the Sunnis and the third one I can never remember. This is just what they do. There is never going to be peace in the Middle East. Israel is never going to stop bombing anybody because it's just what they do.
No.
They'll run out, they'll restock, and what's going to happen is the stock market is going to stop fluctuating. It's going to do what's called pricing it in.
Yeah.
Once it has priced the war in air quotes, it'll stop fluctuating and literally everybody's going to stop giving a shit. Mm-hmm. And that whole time, our dollar is going to keep going through the roof because it's the world's safe haven for currency. We're destroying Canada and UK right now, their currency. But as soon as it's all baked in, our currency is going to start sliding off. Unemployment's going to go crazy. The layoffs are going to go crazy. Interest rates might finally go down again. But I mean, we're still talking about like a year away.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially. Like this isn't going to be, I mean, maybe a little bit in November, but there's always a crash. But there's, the bigger one's still coming.
So that's funny you mentioned war taxes, okay? But so, okay, now, and most of us don't have a landline anymore, but any of y'all who are old enough to remember having a landline and getting the phone bill, there's a tax on there for long distance calls.
Yeah, used to be, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That tax was put in place when there were less than 3,000 phones in America at the time during the Spanish-American War, when that tax was placed on to fund the Spanish-American War.
Oh.
It never went away
taxes never do
until long distance service went away, right? And it's still
all over the internet now.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just look. We're paying taxes. Look, we spent $330 million in France in World War II. We spent $11.5 million in World War I in France, and they still haven't paid us back.
I think. I was thinking about this the other day, and
not that that's a drop in the bucket anymore.
No, but if a country gets big enough, they actually just don't have to pay their debts back. Period. And it wasn't Venezuela. Was it Colombia? Or Argentina. One of them, they got a new regime, and in the new regime is just like, we're not paying the World Bank back. Fuck you. And like, that's all a country has to do. If enough countries do that, the World Bank just crashes. And it actually only takes a couple of countries to tell the World Bank to fuck off.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, Germany hadn't paid us back either.
Yeah, Greece had to liquidate.
Right. I remember that. That's not been that long ago.
No, that's in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
They've been doing them.
You really don't have a landline anymore?
Dana says she's got a landline.
You may have a landline down your driveway, down the street to that big box at the end of your street, And guess what happens to your landline? Whoop, up in the cloud, over to your neighbor's house. So, yeah, we won't really have landlines anymore. We still call them landlines if you don't have a cellular device, but you're really not talking on a landline anymore.
No, the new landlines are fiber optic cables.
Right.
That's the closest you can get, which is better, but only.
Yes, it's better, but it's all going down the network.
It's
all in the network. It's not, you don't have. Yeah, we don't have landlines anymore. I mean, it would, and to be perfectly honest with you, I remember the good old days. I can live without a landline. They sucked pretty bad.
They sucked really bad.
You didn't like having the 20-foot cord?
Well, the cord thing didn't really bother me as much as the first telephones I remember were group lines, and we had 8 people, 8 homes on the same line. You had your own number, but everybody was on the same line. So if any of those 8 homes were talking on the phone, you couldn't talk on the phone. Okay.
Right. You picked it up and you heard voices.
On the phone, but you were going to talk to the 2 people who were already on the phone. So,
right.
But yeah, I don't miss the good old days at all.
I mean, the only thing I miss about landline, 2 things. Number one, people's voices were insanely clear because the bandwidth was amazing. And the other thing is they worked when the power was down because the power lines were on completely different circuits than the phone lines.
Yeah.
And there was enough power always going through the phone lines to where you could call whoever you needed to. Like, grid down didn't matter that much 25 years ago.
Well, the only thing that mattered look, when I was a kid, it didn't fucking matter if the 3 channels that were on TV went down because it didn't fucking matter. There was 3 channels. That was it. Right. But you had to worry about your freezer and your refrigerator, right? Other than that, there was, we played Monopoly every Saturday night anyway.
Okay?
Yeah.
How'd you all not kill each other? I guess.
Oh, we did.
We did. Okay.
We did. Yeah.
We did.
We played Canasta.
Oh yeah, there was ass whooping every Saturday night.
Well, one thing I kind of wish people could experience is Life 360 and being able to get in touch with anybody all the time within a couple minutes by text or whatever. Is back then when you left the house, you just evaporated into the ether.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right, and you prayed. You got a phone call home eventually, right? And that if people experience that, one thing that drives me absolutely insane is people growing up in a place and needing a GPS to get to Walmart.
Yeah,
yeah. That's because they didn't go anywhere. Like when we were kids,
they've attached the brain slug onto somebody else's tractor.
Look,
right.
That is the situational awareness thing that I talk about all the time.
Yep.
The reason they can't get to Walmart is because they don't pay attention past the hood of their damn car.
No.
Yep.
To remember the landmarks to get you where you go, or read the damn road signs. So again, and James, you're a Gen Xer. I know I'm preaching to the choir on you, buddy. J-Man, me and J-Man grew up at this. We graduated school together. So yeah, me and J-Man, we damn sure know about
we knew where every road
house and turning into vapor.
Yeah, we knew where every road in the county was before we ever even had our driver's license because we were on our bicycles. You know, by the time we got our driver's license, we didn't need directions to anywhere. We knew where everything was. Because we'd been all over the county on them bicycles, put 1,000 miles a summer on them things. So,
yeah, no, you're 100% right. What? X? No, man, you don't. Those phone booths, you got to get. Damn, that's hard to get jiggy in a phone booth, bro.
Have a big one.
Of course, X grew up in New York City. I guess he got jiggy wherever he had to. So
yeah, we had like woods and stuff. We didn't have to use phone booths. We had plenty of hiding places. I guess in New York City that's a little limited. But...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
X, that's funny. But now it was a.
No, I just need to back up.
We talk about honor and man of your word, all these things, right? We talk about it. When we were kids and you left the house, you could lie to your parents about where you were going, but it didn't really help you much if you didn't get home when you said you were going to be home, right?
Right.
So you had to develop a trust between, and let me tell you, when you got, it's why it was such a big deal to get busted lying to your mom and dad, because you violated that trust, right?
Yeah.
So your curfew went from being home at 11 to being home at 9:30.
Yeah.
Right. If you they mom and dad wouldn't always not let you go, but again, yeah, there was a level of honesty you had to have with everybody concerned, right? Because if there was going to be a massive party at Pete's house, okay, well, you had to be pretty damn honest with your buddies about what time the party started and for them to be there or not, because you couldn't text that son of a bitch after school's out, right?
No.
If you didn't tell him at 3:00 on Friday and you seen him Monday and you had been to a party and didn't tell him about it, you might get a punch in the nuts.
Yeah, you might.
So,
coordinating, even if you were telling the truth, coordinating was like a super son of a bitch.
Oh yeah.
All the way up until the end of the 90s.
Yeah, and one person showing up late, like now, being in the military, like if I'm 15 minutes early, I'm on time. All right, that's anywhere.
Right.
It drives me nuts when I say 6:00 and somebody is showing up at 6:20. That drives me insane, because had we not been able to communicate and then we set this time up and then you show up like you have thrown a timetable way right.
Yeah.
That's why we always told, if we were doing anything with my mom, we always told her it was an hour earlier than it actually was, because we knew she was going to be 45 minutes late. So
yeah,
we just covered that,
Yeah, but even like a grocery store, like you take for granted now, even going with, anybody that you even remotely care about to the grocery store, like if they're outside of an arm's reach from you, they may as well have just vanished from the universe, as up until like the late 90s. But like now you just slap an AirTag on your kid, and I guess the whole grocery store got to deal with the little bastard.
Well, we would go
they didn't have those when I was a kid.
we would go to concerts, all the time when I grew up, and there would be, it'd be 15 or 20 of us go to a concert, right?
Yeah.
And one guy who was in your fucking car would say, I gotta go pee. So he'd go to pee in the goddamn stadium full of high people.
Mm-hmm. This story is getting really specific.
Well, you're having to find this son of a bitch in 10,000 people.
It was J-Man, wasn't it?
Well, or go somewhere.
It was J-Man, wasn't it?
Well, if someone went to the bathroom, you had to send somebody with them, because it could be 2 hours before you see the person again.
Yeah, because you're going to run into half a dozen people that you grew up with, or they're getting high and you're going to get a little higher, right? So a trip to the bathroom was a 20-minute ordeal.
Let's break down some. Oh, sorry, OBP, go ahead.
Or they're going to run into some girl and decide to take off, and then you're never going to.
I didn't want to go there, but that happened a lot too.
Yeah, well,
you'll get that later.
So.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there, but that did happen.
You're going to run into him Monday at school and go, dude, where'd you go?
Let's break down
hook me up.
Let's break down the institutional training scars there, right?
Yeah.
Going to a concert, separating from people without communication. Okay. Let's say I wanted to go to a concert a state away and I didn't have GPS. I need a road map or an atlas that I have to know how to I have to understand how to read it, and I have to communicate with everybody. Hey, this is where we're going. Like take 70 east, and then when you hit 29, take a right. And when you we're going to pass this road that I cannot pronounce the name. You'll know when we see it because we're in Pennsylvania or something. And and then the stadium is around there. We might have to stop and then talk to a person to get directions, right? Like, hey man, I'm not lost, but I need to know where the stadium is. Hey, take the next right. Cool, thanks, bud. And then you
have to park.
These basic problem-solving skills. I thank God for the internet every day because it at least lets me know that I'm in the middle of the bell curve for intelligence, at least, right? Like, but I know that, like, hey, this interstate, it's an even number. It goes this way. I know it's going to hit A state. I know what the map looks like up here. When I hit that state, I know I'm in this area, right?
So if the rain gets too loud, let me know.
That's why I had to come in. My porch is getting a little rough. But I don't know. Which honestly, this new generation, I deal with a lot of younger folks now, and some of them are no nonsense, right? They're like, hey, listen, I'm gonna figure it out. And then some of them are airheaded. Like there's not an in between with them. There's like they got it or they don't, and if I handed one of them a road atlas and said, hey, I'm going to sleep for 10 hours straight, you better drive me to New Mexico with this map that I drew looking at a road atlas. Take me. There is not a high percentage of people who are going to take that task and be able to do that.
That's why you need a navigator.
When I moved to Vegas,
the navigator's sleeping. I did my navigator. I wrote down the directions.
My navigator was always too drunk or too high to tell me where to go.
When I left there and moved to Vegas, there was no GPS. Yeah, you just got the map out. You went, okay, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to turn and go down here. And you just figured it out. And I made it. We got lost once. It was only like 3 turns the whole way, but
they're not teaching that critical thinking in school. There is not. No. There's not a, hey, solve this problem class, right? And the like home ec, right? Home ec class, you might have learned when I was there, you might have learned how to bake a cake and sew a little bit, hand sew. Yeah. But balancing a checkbook, honestly, debit cards were starting to be a thing when I was coming into high school. We kind of had to figure that out. I mean, not that it's hard, but like, if you wanted to spend your money and you wanted to keep it in the bank and not have a wad of cash in your pocket, you better figure it out. That level of thinking, it's like you pop out into the world, you get an iPad, and it's supposed to think for you. Like there is not ChatGPT is here now. If I had ChatGPT in school, I might be a lot dumber.
We probably all would.
Yeah. Like critical thinking skills. One exercise that me and Pops did in the Boy Scouts that I think about constantly is they would put a rope circle. It's about 10, 15 feet. They'd put an oil drum in the center, and they would tell you to tie a clove hitch on the oil drum. But you can't go inside the rope circle. You can tie a clove hitch from distance. You just have to understand. You have to break apart the anatomy of a knot, which I'm not a big 3D thinker, but it's possible. And you have to let a bunch of 13-year-old boys tie this clove hitch at 10 feet with one piece of rope with 2 ends. That was able to do critical thinking. True, J-Man. That I think about that exercise now. If you took a group of 16, 17, 18-year-old people and gave them this problem, how do they do it? Right? Another problem, a critical thinking problem I think about was when I was in the Crucible at Parris Island. There was a flagpole. It was about 20, 25 feet, and we had 3 tires. The problem was we have to get these tires above the instructions were on a board next to the pole. It said, get these tires above the flagpole and down to the ground. You know what we did? We just threw the tires in the air. And we had the fastest time on that event. So, you know what some people were doing? Let's make a human ladder and get and and somehow a tire ended up on the flagpole and they had to figure it out, right? It was like, okay, listen, I read the instructions. It says this tire has to go 20 feet in the air and 20 feet back down. Yeah, let's make a human ladder, and pick it up and drop it. Don't put it on the flagpole. It doesn't say it had to be on the flagpole. So the critical thinking starts with reading the directions.
Yes.
Well, okay, but to be fair now, reading the directions consists of trying to find a QR code, trying to get your phone to read the QR code, hope the link isn't dead, and then hope that it's in a language that you can with pictures. Then
right,
ask me how I know. I had to put a chair together the other day.
Yeah, buddy, IKEA.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, here
IKEA instructions are in English, but like caveman English.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thought we lost Mark.
No, I'm just moving indoors.
Okay,
they should.
I can't hear y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear what's going on here, but I can't hear.
Oh, y'all. I can hear it.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Y'all just keep talking. I'll catch up.
Yep. All right, sounds like a plan.
Do that anyway. So the new critical thinking should actually be like sending 4 kids to IKEA on like a Friday, and then just like check in on them like Sunday night. Like, all right, what did you get done?
Be like, well, we got Swedish meatballs.
Oh, the new critical thinking should be locking them in a room with a rotary phone and the directions in cursive and saying, if you can call me, I'll come and let you out.
Oh, with a can opener and a can of food?
Yes.
With a P38. Well, and I really enjoy land navigation. I'm one of those people, map compass guy, big map compass guy. Boy Scouts really taught me how to do it, and the military really taught me how to do it well.
Good, because I'm terrible at it.
Oh, dude, there's a kid I work with. He's probably 21. I have just given him like little because he didn't get to join the military. He's very interested in what I learned, and he's a very tactical minded guy. And I was just describing to him like, hey man, this is kind of how you read a topographical map. Like showed him the hand, like this is a finger, this is a draw. And described what a saddle was. Then I pulled a map out and showed him. He's like, oh, I have wondered these. I'm like, all right, this is stuff you could totally Google. I've even given him the Ranger Handbook, and my, my Marine Corps Essentials Handbook to read. And it's like, okay, cool. You need like me telling you like this is what it is. And I discussed with him how to make a grid and draw an azimuth, and he looked at me like I was a wizard. And I'm like, man, it's just easy for me. I understand that takes levels of thinking that, or levels of understanding that you might not have. And that little exercise that I did with him, I was like, I printed out some maps, and even just like me having a map of the area we were in, I took him on a ruck. And he was like, he was just super excited for the ruck, but I printed out, and he's like, how did you even get these maps? I'm like, internet, bro. You should be telling me.
I think the thing is though, like, I was doing land nav yesterday, as a matter of fact. And the problem is now you got all these little bastards running around that even if they want to learn land nav, the places where, so you're not going into an empty flat field and trying to do yardsticks, because everyone hates that and it's boring. And
that's the worst way to learn.
Yeah, you do technically learn it, but it is in just the most painful way.
The best way I learned was in the Boy Scouts. They're like, hey, here's a map and compass of this area. Tell me what azimuth that mountain is from us. And we're like, what's the name of the mountain? We're like, I don't know. Find it out. Figure it out. And through process of elimination, somebody was right. And they're like, how did you get to that? All right, draw it.
Here's the thing, like, do you think that place is still open anymore? And that's kind of where I was going at with this, is like a lot of these places during the Rona, they started closing down so many roads. There'll be a landslide. I complain about landslides a lot. They'll close the road down, never open the road back up. Well, that's the road we were paying taxes on. Yeah. And it's only a matter of time before they start closing down scout camps and closing down more campgrounds, more logging road shenanigans, to where it's like going to learn land nav is just going to be a bitch after a while, because you just won't be able to. I mean, you can ruck 20 miles, because you're going to have to pass through 20 logging gates.
Yeah. Well, and I took a tracking class 2 years ago, right after Helene. Dude, I did not know how much I understood about tracking until I was given a system to work it. And it's like, wow, I knew a lot more about tracking than I thought I did. And I grew up hunting and stuff, but it wasn't like I wasn't tracking a deer from here to, Wisconsin. Like, that's just not how it goes.
No, you're looking at tire tracks.
Yeah, but that got me thinking about counter tracking, right? And now I incorporate that into my land nav, right? So I'm adding skills into the land nav, being like, all right, listen, if I'm trying to dodge people, like, which way do I need to go? And I draw my azimuth and I'm like, all right, listen, we're really shooting from the hip. We don't know the terrain till we actually get there. And but my basic knowledge of land nav allows me a certain level of error, right? Be like, all right, hey, listen, I understand I'm not going to get us to within 1 foot of where I'm plotting, but I know the direction we're going, which is more important. And listen, there's a big I can see on the map right now, there's a big dead space here that I know if it was me, I'd put a machine gun on it. Let's go around that. And there is that is several levels deep of critical thinking that I had to critical think in other areas to put that in there. What is she doing? Oh, she's licking the tongue. There's dogs inside. Distractions now.
Well, I have a question. Do you think you could, like, okay, I'm gonna just talk about pace count for a second, which is about the most boring thing on the planet. But pace count's where I get lost. I can do the whole thing until it's like, now take your pace count and divide it by 4 and divide it by 2 or whatever, and my brain just goes blah. If I can even remember the numbers as I'm counting, because I didn't bring ranger beads because I'm a dumbass.
Make your own ranger beads. You can make it for $3 at Walmart.
I have them. I have them somewhere. My brain doesn't even incorporate pace count, and so I don't even think to bring them. My point
think about pace count for when you need to be accurate, but, like, you know how pilots fly the obscured, right? They cover up the windows and you fly by the instruments.
Oh yes, yep.
Think of pace count flying like that. So
in case it's dark or something, yeah.
Think about triple canopy jungle in Vietnam.
Right. Yep.
Right, where, like, the maps I have that are topographic are literally the canopy, not the ground, because that is what we can see. It looks like a dip in the ground, but those trees are just shorter. It's actually flat.
I know. That's not a hill. That's just a tree that's taller.
Yes, right. So if I want my pace count accurate, time and place, right? So I know I'm going to be doing my pace count when I'm trying to get to the place where I'm going to stash my crap so I can go attack something, right? Think of Ranger Handbook. So I'm getting to my rally point or objective rally point. I'm going to go, okay, Paceman, nobody bothers Paceman. He is the guy that's setting pace. What Paceman did is he mastered his pace count by just walking a lot. So you need a pace for when you have a pack. You need a pace for when you don't have a pack. You need a pace for a pack on flat ground, a pack on rough ground, a pack uphill, whatever. And you just find an average. Right. What I do is I write my pace count in the middle of my my wrist compass, because that's just for finding a direction, not an azimuth. It's like, or to check my compass with. And so it's like, all right, I know I'm going north. My pace count is about, I think it's been forever since I've redone it, but I think mine's like 42. Set out your 100 meters, right? Get 100 meters of paracord, tie it together or whatever, or plot it on a map. Walk that forwards, walk it backwards, find the average number, and then just stick to that number, because it doesn't matter. As long as you're walking your azimuth and you understand that roughly this is 100 meters or whatever your measure is. Some people do yards. Which if you are plotting azimuths and plotting artillery, you need to be doing your pace in meters. But that's just me. My average pace count could be 7 steps one direction or the other, but it's the average. I know that if I plot a point and walk to it with my pace, if I zigzag or whatever, when I get there, I will be within 100 meters of that spot. If I need to be tighter than that, I need to figure out at what point I need to be more accurate, either from the beginning, the middle, 3/4 of the way, whatever. Mm-hmm. Do not bother about your pace count being the most accurate. Best way to do it, find a track, wear your boots, and load your pockets up with your EDC and walk 100 meters and tell me what your pace count is. It's close to that. Everything is close to that. And then get one uphill and take the average between that, because your uphill step and your downhill steps are different. But like when I'm actually pacing something, which is rare now, but when we were actually doing field exercises and things, our pace count could be pretty inaccurate. And I'm shorter of my friends. My pace count, let's say my pace count's 38, 39, whatever. And my 6 foot tall friend, his pace count is also 38. They're not going to be the same distance. They're not going to be the same number. They're not going to. Yes, we will take 38 steps. He will stop after me because he just sucks at counting. Either he's taking weird steps, right? You want your pace is your pace when you and when your pace changes when you're with a group too. You move faster with people because you talk. You know, if you're on a regular hike or whatever, and you're testing your pace, you will have a. You will find, be like, all right, listen, my pace count didn't change, but we got here faster. You can't trust your pace. It's not, if you're thinking of it scientifically, right? Scientifically, the conditions changed. Therefore, it is not the same. It is a different experiment. If you're 5'8" like me on a good day, right? I'm 5'8" as soon as I wake up. I'm probably 6.5 by the time I go to bed. Or, right after I wake up. Like my pace counts just for me. If everybody needs to be going my pace and not bothering me on a ruck if I have to keep pace. Your pace count is a subjective number, and it changes with everything you do. You add a condition, it changes. If you want to plot, like, let's say you're trying to find something like search and rescue, and you're like, hey, I know this plane crashed at this grid because the drone saw it. Well, the drone can't walk us in because of the canopy. I need to be very accurate in this pace count. How far away from a crashed plane do you need to be to see it? Pretty far. Yeah. Unless they're like, hey, I think I see a backpack at this group. All right, cool. I need to be a lot more accurate this time, and be like, hey, that's when you let the group know, hey, don't bother me on my pace. And pace counts change when you get older. So that you take different steps. Don't get off in the weeds on pace count is what I'm really getting at. I can go off on this all day.
Yeah, and I think my point to that is, and that was a very good synopsis. But my question is, like, how are you going to get the next generation to give a flying fuck about pace count? Like,
exactly.
If their brains can't get off their tablet or their phone, or if they literally, like, my attention span sucks. I was counting on my fingers because I didn't have Ranger beads, and I still fucked up. I was like 25, 30, and like somewhere between like 50 and 70. I literally forgot how to count every single time.
Yeah.
And you're asking the younger generation, Ritalin, or maybe the shit is the fan. They don't have their Adderall. I mean, but how, that's gonna be the challenge,
how are you? Heels, so
Oh yeah. So
you really tall heels.
The Pacific Northwest is just a giant rainforest. Taiwan is massive canopies. Ukraine doesn't have any canopies left because it all got thermal. But how are you gonna if you had to raise the next generation, you have to think about things like, how do I get kids to give a shit about pace count? Because they think they're going to go, or OVP, OVP's all like, I'm going to go in the forest when the shit hits the fan, and I'm going to live in the forest. And I go, really, OVP, can you do your pace count? And OVP's like, no, I can't do it. Well, you're not going in the forest.
I go in the forest just to hike around. I ain't staying there.
Well, and a
20-pound ruck.
Right. A friend of mine has
out bag.
A friend of mine has twin boys. All right. And last time I saw them, they were 7, and their granddad lives on this wonderful property, lots of wood line. They hunt deer there, some farm area, barn. Like, they have a really cool setup. And, you know, Uncle Landon, you were in the Marines with my dad? Like, yeah, buddy. And they're like, well, do you think you can come with us? Like, we want to walk in the woods. I'm like, have y'all never walked around the property? They're like, no, they've really never even left the yard, right? I was like, okay, cool. Do you guys have walkie-talkies? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, grab a walkie-talkie, dude. We'll give one to Dad. We'll take one and we'll tell him what we see, right? I taught them how to do a sill stop. I taught them how to be quiet in the woods and walk quietly. And I taught them how to kind of read a compass, because I brought one with me out of my go bag. And we had so much fun first. But second, I taught them all of this at 7 years old in the span of like 2 hours. And not only that, we found a waterfall. Okay, it was about this tall. You don't understand how cool that is to a 7-year-old boy when you didn't know it was there. I made it fun because they were interested in it. And as soon as we got back to the house, they're like, let's go back. Let's go. We got to map this place now. I'm like, are you talking about cartography now? You don't even understand what you're saying. And like they were so excited.
Get out there, and paper.
Right. But it really reinforced in me that, like, I can't teach this to anybody that isn't interested. And if they're not, how do I get them interested, right? Man, I got to get hip with the GPS to even get them interested.
I think, yeah, well, and drones like Lawfully was talking about, like, you have to be able to, and several other people, you got to incorporate the original stuff and the new stuff. But the thing is, you brought up something, and it blows my mind. Like, doing recon in a forest with a drone is fucking impossible.
Yeah,
100%. You can recon outside of the forest, above the canopy, and maybe you can find the roads, which is super useful. You can find the bridge. It's super useful. But the other 99% of the shit that's in there, you can't see. And if you're inside, you're not even launching a drone. Yeah, they have auto avoidance now, but you're not going to be able to
get up. You're not going to be able to observe the way you need to.
Yeah, because even like you get a Neo 2, those are great, but it has like upper canopy detection and it just won't fly unless you turn that off. Then you don't have obstacle avoidance anymore. Like, and so, you're going to fly FPV. Like, I'm not to pick on Lawfully, but he's the one that every generation I should have tax leaks. Yeah, I get that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about every generation. We're talking about all these stupid fucking kids that can't get their heads out of their tablets. If they think they're going to fly an FPV through the forest to do some kind of like recon, flying through the forest FPV is not the same as FPV racing. If it was, they wouldn't be napalming all the forests in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And when Taiwan gets taken over, and it will, the first thing China's going to do is burn their entire fucking forest to the ground.
Yeah.
And you know why that is? Because short of having AI drone swarms, you're not flying through a forest with drones. And you're certainly not doing recon in there. And you can't see shit from above, thermal or otherwise, because thermal can't break the forest canopy either. So all that newfangled shit, which I love too. I love GPS too. Guess what? You're not using GPS in a fucking forest.
No, you're just as lost because you can't look around and make sure it's right. You're just going to be wrong when you're wrong.
And if there's a bunch of metal around, you're not using your fucking compass in the forest either.
Yep.
So,
a lot of these kids now
weren't shit too.
Right. A lot of these kids now weren't taught to trust their gut either. I am often reminding people, hey, dude, trust your gut. It's the smartest organ you got.
Yeah.
Like, if something ain't right about something, it ain't right. And that's basic instinctual situational awareness, man. You can't. If I'm going into the store and I'm getting a real weird feeling and I can't tell what it is, I might not leave, but I'm definitely going to be looking around, and I'm like, man, something is giving me the heaves.
Well, you
aren't even in that.
There are two things. They're trying to beat that out of us by calling us racist and everything else.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that bad guys have gotten infinitely more sophisticated, and so just like how you deal with ambushes, the ambush doesn't always start when the first person walks in. You know, sometimes the ambush starts in the middle, or sometimes it starts at the end. And you get these psychopaths that watch you as you come in. They already know what car. They're tagging to see what you buy. They put a tracker on your car. They follow you back home where you can't see. If you don't have spider senses, telling you that something's off, you're behind the 8 ball because a crew is on your ass.
Yep.
And you don't know until the trap has sprung. And your gut instinct is all you have. The crowd sounds different.
Yep.
The people at the front are acting different, you know.
You get it, man. You get it.
Yeah. And people but they call you racist, and they call you a fearmonger, and they call you a conspiracy theorist. You point them to all these cases, and then they say, no, that's a one-off, and then they say it's not that bad, and then they say, well, it's happening, but it's okay. And then that's the cycle of them justifying complete and total fucking lawlessness.
This is why we train, dude.
Yep, it's why you train. It's why you carry everywhere, and you don't wear flip flops, even though OVP says you have to wear flip flops everywhere.
Yeah, well, if you want, I'm telling you, if you want to be gray man in my area, you can either run around. You can either run around in camo because that is an acceptable. Like people get married in camo around here, okay? So that's okay. Or you have to wear flip flops, pajama pants, and carry around a big gulp. That's it. That's your only 2 options. Okay. So that's
the big gulp.
Yeah, you have to have the big gulp. If you don't have the big gulp, people are going to look at you funny. So
if you just need a big gulp big enough to fit your SBR.
Yeah.
It's the 200 ounce.
Yeah. So that's your 2 choices around here. So camo's not going to work in like a big city, but around here, like I said, people get married in camo. So it is, if you walk around in camo, people don't look at you funny.
I wear flip flops in 2 places: showers I don't know, and the beach.
I don't even own a pair of flip flops.
So homeless wear ACU everywhere, or they wear Woodland everywhere because either they steal it, or that's just mill serpent. So if you want to be gray man homeless, you just throw camo and a garbage bag on, and away you go.
And then I don't have to worry about people talking to me and asking me stupid questions. I love it.
Right. To finish the ensemble, you need to have a machete or some kind of hatchet. Otherwise,
and a tinfoil hat.
People are going to sniff you out. Or no, not a tinfoil hat, but you definitely need tinfoil.
Well, if you got extra,
yeah, make tinfoil armor if you really want to. And they all have cell phones. I mean, the homeless people have cell phones, and they've got nice shoes and nice clothes, but then they'll have like a ripped up shirt and or put a bunch of ketchup on yourself, and then you'll look, and then everyone will leave you alone.
Just start talking to like a stick or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I already do that.
You got to have a friend. You got to have a Wilson.
Yes. Yes. If you have a volleyball with a face printed on it and you're talking to it, odds are people are going to leave you alone. Yeah. Pretty good bet there. Well, we're already actually way past our time but I wouldn't get to interrupt you guys. You're on a roll. So,
no, you're fine.
I think Camo Carl is going to outlive all of us in the city.
I think he will too.
Possibility. Did you see his truck? That was a pretty
especially that super cool truck he's got.
Yeah, I like that truck. So anyway, I guess we should probably get off of here before it ends up being daylight again. Because we could go all night. I know we could. Poor Mark has to go to work in the morning. So
yes, I do.
He's already going, come on, guys. So anyway, I will leave you with just do the things, guys. Get out and practice your preps. Go through your bug out bag. Make sure you're not carrying a bunch of stuff you don't need. And I did not get my bug out plan video done this weekend because I was busy. So I will try to get that done as soon as possible. And I'm also going to do a walk home from work. Hey, I'm stuck at work. I got to get home. Get home video testing a new route. So that's coming up. Other than that, we will see you all next week on probably Mark's channel down here, right down there. So if you're not subscribed to any of these guys, do it immediately. And we will see you next week. I'll let Mark go next, and then you two can fight over who finishes up.
All right, y'all. Make yourself hard to kill. You ain't dead yet. So tell the ones you love that you love them. I'll see y'all next week.
Chance, you go ahead, bud.
Okay. I'll start. I'll end the show how I started the show, which is don't buy cheap Chinese heat shrink tubing. It is a waste of money. You will get 2-in-1 shrink instead of 3-in-1 and 4-in-1, and you'll waste a bunch of time. And also buy my books. I always forget to say it. I'll throw the name in the chat. Buy my book. I write them. Some people say they're okay, and I made a note. There you go.
I'm still waiting on my autograph copy.
Hey,
the new one.
So I just got them today. It takes forever.
Oh,
so and you said you'd email me, and then you only emailed me like an hour ago, you asshole.
Well, I didn't get the stream posted as early as I wanted to, but
yeah. So email me what I'm supposed to do to get you an autograph copy.
Oh yeah, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, I have to do that. I can't land nav my ass to your house and drop a book off.
Well, you could, but
you and me will hook up later, Chance. I'll teach you.
Oh.
But y'all, I've been on here enough. You know what I'm going to say? Train your butts off. Get your rucks out. Eat good.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We will see you all next week. Have a good week. Hopefully the weather's nice, and we're out.
0 hour.